Daimler Ferret Scout car. Absolute little beauty. Pretty tidy in here. But does it start? We have ignition. Ooh. We've got hazard lights. Right. We are out of gear. Oh, what an absolute darling. That was quick. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, it's a little babe. Look at him go, what a bloke. Straight through the driver's hole. Listen to a purr. Bit of a babe, this is. Just careful you don't roll into that barrel. Go on, rev her up a bit. Oh yeah, purrs, doesn't it? Runs nice. Gotta love a nice little ferret. Awful things to drive. Huge thanks to RB Commercials for bringing down the Mercedes today. If anyone needs recovery in Ipswich or fabrication work or anything like that, do give them a look up and a follow. There you guys. What a beauty. You're probably wondering why we've got this huge aircraft tug with a honking great winch on the back, but that's a video for another time. Today we give the Foden a little bit of a birthday. I've bought a remote and a special bit of kit that's going to plug into the original socket in the back of the Foden, which is going to convert it to fully remote control. But it does need some small modifications first.
It's like chalkboard paint. Oh, look how neat yours is.
So this is the motherboard for the electronic system for the old-fashioned wired remote with the proportional circuit boards, and with a little bit of jiggery-pokery and some technical drawings and some wire swapping, Jack soon had it working perfectly.
But yeah, I just need something, mate. Let me finish what I'm doing now. I'll give you a call back later. So you put it on,
Yeah,
and then you turn that, and you see it go slow.
yeah.
That's it now.
Sync with the lorry,
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
And if you hit the stopping, that'll kick it out, and then if you go to sync it, see it's going red.
Yeah.
It tells you it stops it. You go out with a stop, sync it.
Then it slow flashes, it's synced up.
And then done all the recovery controls as well.
Now they're just on or off.
But, yeah. But you stand down with them.
Yeah.
Then you've got your fold and unfold, obviously your pins in,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
And you extend and retract, pins in, so you can't. Your wind clutch, you can hear it.
Oh yeah.
It's trying to work. But the only thing you haven't got is them. Mine, I've got my crane lights on it.
Oh, I don't care for the lights.
Yeah, well that's what I did with mine. Instead of having the high and low speed,
Yeah.
I've never bothered with it because it changed speed anyway.
Yeah. But it will spool out on the winch then.
Yeah, so the winch
Is that one.
release out.
Yeah.
So release right here. Will work perfectly. And obviously it's in high speed anyway.
It's just sticky once.
Yeah. So
No, we haven't winched anything with it for ages.
the same as a crane. That'll just sit at that speed anyway.
Yeah. That's ideal.
Today was also the day where the Centurion Avery finally ships off to the United States. I then went and did a little bit of farming. Ted did some rolling. Then I went and did some Fodening.
Ted, you bloody idiot, move! Ted, get out!
work of that, didn't it? I was right off the field with us. It made a mess.
Oh, really?
Dad won't be bothered.
He won't even know.
Never know.
He'll never know.
This is our new to us Mercedes 6x6 recovery vehicle. We don't know a whole lot about it. It's apparently ex-Singapore Army, and I think there was 200 units ever built, and it's very similar to the Foden, which we love. I think the Foden, there were like 350 of them built, so there was slightly less of these made. Not many of these in the country, and I've always wanted to get my hands on one, and we now finally have. So it'll be interesting to see how much different it is to the Foden. It's going to need some work. This one isn't mint, but it's a good basis. There aren't many, so you can't be picky. But I think we'll be able to make a real good one out of it. We'll start by having a little look round it and see what bits and pieces are with it. So we'll probably start with the boxes. No, not exactly treasure. So it looks like it tells you what pieces of equipment should be in here, and that looks to me like it should have 2 snatch blocks in there. We don't have them, so if anybody does have some snatch blocks that should fit this vehicle, let us know. We want to try and find all the bits for it. That looks like a loaf of bread. Oh, and there is a bottle jack there. There's a loaf of bread and a bar. We've got the bottle jack and the bar. We're just missing the loaf of bread. Oh, what else have we got? We've got some Susies. Apparently there should be D-links in here. But I can't help but notice there's no D-links. Been robbed. The boxes are a little bit stiff. But these handles, they've all got C's, so like that's all stuck. But I think we'll get, with a bit of oil, they'll be all right, won't they? Want a bit of straightening. Oh, we've got some D-links in here. Is that my phone that's dinging, or is that yours? Don't matter. So what should be in there? Yeah, D-links and chains. But at least we've got some D-links. To be fair, we've got hundreds of D-links, so I'm not too worried. So the back of it is quite a bit different to the Foden. The stinger here, or the underlift, whatever you want to call it. There's a bracket here that bolts the rear pintle hitch, and that's actually mounted to the underlift or the stinger if you're American, whatever you want to call it, which is different to the Foden. On the Foden, you have to lift this up out of the way, and then the pintle hitch pins on with these big pins here, and it's a real pain in the arse. So I'm not saying that's better, but it might be. But it will mean that the trailer will be quite far away from the axle if you're towing a trailer, or for us, we'll be towing tanks, so it'll probably be a better thing. It's got one of these typical rubbish, I don't rate these at all, for the fairlead for the winch. It has these rollers. What we found with our Foden, when you start pulling really heavy, if that doesn't centralise, it breaks that roller off and then it cheese wires its way out the side. So that one isn't broken yet, but I don't think that'll last us very long. Hook and everything looks the same. Apparently, the boom on these is longer than Foden, but that's something that we'll do some research on. But it looks identical. Atlas crane, the same as the Foden. Oh look, the electric box is a fair bit different to the Foden one, the winch control box. That's quite a lot different. It's even got a little screen on it, the power's on, which is almost fancy, isn't it? It's not that fancy because there's a bulb in there and it's warm, so that'll be draining the battery nicely, won't it? There's a gauge there that's saying jib. That looks like that's knackered, so that's, you probably see how much strain you're putting on the jib. But the Foden don't have that, so that's different. Some of the recovery hooks. Looks like the person that I bought this off might have stolen some of them. Not mentioning any names. Doesn't matter because we don't need them. Not for what we're doing. I've got a box with loads in. There's a few more going there. It's an odd shape. Oh, that's because, so yeah, the front winch is mounted on one side in the middle, which is a bit unusual. And the front winch is a Rotzler, same as the Foden's rear winch. And it looks like the sort of same size drum as what's on the Foden rear winch, and that's a really good winch. So it's quite a massive winch for the front one. And evidently the cable must go down the side of the chassis. The cable's missing off it. So again, if anyone knows the best place to get winch cable, we're going to need some for there. Stabiliser legs look the same. The NATO socket for jump lead in it isn't like a British NATO socket. That seems weird. Batteries are up there, which seems well, it's pretty similar to the Foden. But my favourite bit, it's got a vice. And I've noticed all around the vehicle there's little bits like this, and I was wondering what they're for. It's so you can slide your vice in there and use it as a workbench. So that leg comes out. There's a few other areas I've noticed that this vice goes into, so that's a cool feature. Yeah, there's a photo of the truck. Not really sure what that's telling me, but it's there. Yeah, that's took a bit of a nasty, isn't it? But ill repair. Anyway, there's a thing that's immediately annoying on it when I've been driving it is on a Mercedes, well, anything Mercedes, like I know the Unimogs for instance, you have to let off all your revs to stop the engine. That's just how they were. There wasn't like a pull stop as such. So vehicles this age, if they're a Mercedes, you just let off the revs and that would stall it out. And you have a hand throttle that stops it from, you know, when you're at a junction, you let off you don't want it to stall. Well, that snapped, so when you do let off at a junction, it stops, which is really annoying. So we're going to jack the cab up today and see if we can mend the hand throttle, because it makes it impossible to use. And then maybe after that we'll take it for a drive. But I can't bear to even use it around the yard as it is. But you can see where the rollers are for the front winch. Look here. It's a crazy idea. Look, the winch cable must go in between all these rollers. And then out the front here, it's got like these little bumperettes for ramming. And then your winch lead must come out the front, which is a bit different. Again, no idea how to work the front winch. It's got a cattle bar on the front. I quite like that, whatever you call it, bumper, rammer. Rhubar, if you're Australian. I know a lot of Australians watch this, so that's cool. So we're going to work out how we flip that down, and we'll get the cab up, and we'll go from there. Oh, is it going to work? Yeah. Oh, that's it. Got a stay look. Everything's, you can tell it's Mercedes. Everything's been thought out. Right, so do you think we need to take it off the stay to jack the cab fully? I don't know.
I think so. I think you take.
Yeah, put the bar in again. No, I think, yeah, that's it. And then right down.
Even that's fully thought out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so it looks to us then that the cab jacking thingy's there.
Okay.
Looks like someone's had a go at this, isn't it?
Has it been locked off?
That's also, yeah, that looks like it's been cross-threaded where you fill it with oil. Ooh, great. So we're on down. Let's try on up.
Let's just,
Yeah, just stick that in there.
okay.
Where are the cab jet? Oh, things are happening.
Yes. Right, quick and gentle. Are we all right with that?
I think so, I mean... Yeah, yeah. And that pin is missing, which is a bit scary, and that's the cab ram. So another thing, when we get the cab up, we'll drill that out. Is it?
Is it locked off?
It could be struggling on the locks. So we just realised that there's a thing here that you have to do that unlocks the cab either side. Now it should jack up. That's why I'm letting you do it, Bob, because then if it falls off and breaks, I'm going to blame you.
Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah. You can see why the hand throttle's not working, because it's literally not there.
I'm getting frightened now.
Oh! Oh! Why would it need to go that far? That can't be right.
I think we see we left the engine out.
That's scary far. Not a fan of that. One thing I've just noticed, you see that, Bob? There's a load of nuts and bolts just resting on the top of the diff.
Yeah.
That's
a worry, isn't it?
It's travelled all the way down the road like that, so I've come down the country and they haven't fell off.
I suppose it's the Mercedes equivalent of Rolls Royce.
Right, so there's a pin missing in the top of the ram there, and there's also a pin sheared off there, which isn't ideal. So I think we'll mend that first, and then I better get a cable ordered for the
linkage there.
for the hand throttle. The engine looks mint. ZF gearbox. I don't like that. That is millimetres away from. It's probably normal, but I don't think it is. Let's climb up and have a look. Look at that for an engine.
I mean, it looks right because it's got clearance on the NATO hitch.
Crazy. Don't look bad though, does it?
No, it looks sound.
Lights and everything look okay. Twin alternator. Well, we definitely need to make it straight through and a stack up each side. Gonna have to move that box back, I think. Right, we've drilled out the broken thing and put a clip in it, top and bottom. And I've gone on eBay and I've ordered a new hand throttle cable. So hopefully now it won't be too scary to jack the cable, at least we know how to do it. We'll put that down and we'll have a carry on looking around. What are you doing, Pooh? What are you doing? Well, locking this side down, I've just found a bunch of keys. No clue who they belong to. But anyway, little look in the inside. Got some paper. We've got some paperwork here. Risk assessment checklist. We didn't do our risk assessment checklist. High risk. Everything we do is high risk. Right, so what we got here? Hour meter recovery unit. Engine hours. So apparently it's done 3,000 engine hours. If that was a tractor, that's like brand new. It's very Unimog in here. All the dashboard looks just the same as Mercedes Unimog. The steering wheel, the gear lever. Here's your axle locks, diff locks. No idea what that is. So the way these work as well, they have a fluid flywheel. It's not a clutch. You put it in gear with your foot on the brake. You let off the clutch pedal. It's not a clutch pedal. And then you take your foot off the throttle, off the brake. Then you give it some revs, and then it moves. So it's a bit of a bizarre thing. I think you can pull up at a junction and just put your foot on the brake and leave it in gear, and it won't stall. So it's got like a torque converter in between the engine and the gearbox, which is a bit unusual. Apparently they're easy to brake if you drive it like a manual. So if you're using that as a clutch, trying to pull off on that with revs, apparently that can knacker them up. So got to remember not to do that. Cool interior though, isn't it?
It is.
All the seats.
Gun turret.
That's really needed around here.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to try the PTO. I think it's that, although that doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe not that. What's all this? Nah, that looks more like a PTO. Is that doing anything? Everywhere. And that valve bloke blocked the, I reckon there's an oil seal leaking on that. Well, we're going to go for a little drive. It's going to be a bit annoying to drive because if I knock that cable tie off, it's going to stall. But we'll show you what we mean about these weird gears and the torque about it. Apparently you press that pedal, which isn't a clutch, put it into gear, foot on the brake, and then let off it. That seems really weird. And then you let go of the brake, handbrake. Seems bizarre, doesn't it? I don't know what gear change should be like. It seems instantly more powerful than the Foden. You know, going that fast that the dashboard is falling away. Ooh. Won't drive like an idiot through here. Probably have the house down. It's a bit bumpy. My drive is a little bit bumpy, isn't it? It's like people keep driving tanks up and down it. Right, that was my first initial drive in it. Again, with it stalling out with that hand throttle not there, made it incredibly difficult to drive. Sounds so good because the exhaust is all hanging to bits on it. But I want to change that anyway. Two massive silencers under here. Big Merc axle. The brakes and the steering feel really good. Like the Foden feels really ungood in comparison to this. Big pump. What a crazy exhaust system they've got going on. Absolutely crackers. Well, that'll all be coming off. Twin stacks. Definitely needed. Yeah, it's actually really good condition. All of the mud guards underneath. No rot. That's the biggest difference to the Foden. The Foden's suffering quite bad with the old metal fatigue. Now, I just realised that there is one box that we haven't had looking. This one up here. Quite like this platform. I'm guessing that's for oxyacetylene. We've picked up some wildlife. We need to find a Mercedes rim, so if anyone's got a Mercedes rim, I'm interested. Ooh, free kit. What quality tools have we got here? Ah, West Germany. Probably not Taco. Don't think they're actually that bad. Oh, we got a grease gun, a hammer, hacksaw. Worth it for the toolbox. Yeah. Some crazy bar. What on earth is that? Some of these look like they've been at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. So a lot of this kit does. Oh, is that the cab bar? No. Oh, we've got a brand new 15mm spanner, a socket. Someone's really lost that, but that is now ours. Spotlight. Don't know. Oh. It'll work like the looks of things. I'm really disappointed that the beacons don't work. Mind you, they are crap, so we'll put some better stuff on it. All of this is a fair bit different to the Foden. You can press the horn from up here. Doesn't seem to work. That spool block seems to be, it's been replaced and something's leaking there, so need to look into that. But some of the pipes are very questionable. Don't think I'm going to use the crane until they've been changed. I need to give all of them a good look round before we do any heavy lifting. Cool. What else is different up here? Yeah, it's missing the rubber band that you lift the underlift up with. Need to find one of them. I did have a spare, but I don't know where that went. And we've got blocks of wood, more wood, an extender for the stinger. Yeah, cool.
Got a wedding to go to tomorrow, so we've got to clean the old Packard, and we haven't done a video on the Packard yet, but we will. It's a 1923 Packard of London. If anybody has one or knows anything about them, let us know, because we ain't got a clue. But it's a good car. We'll do a video on this shortly, but I've got to wash it now, and I've got a wedding in the morning. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you again.
Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Testing, testing. There's Bob.